The unfolding tragedy, homelessness in San Francisco. By the year 2025, San Francisco has irrevocably cemented its status as a heartbreaking epicenter of America's homelessness crisis. This isn't merely an unfortunate statistic, it's a stark human tragedy unfolding in plain sight, a testament to systemic failures within one of the world's wealthiest cities. The glittering image of the Golden Gate Bridge, a global icon of prosperity and innovation, casts a long, deceptive shadow over a grim reality. Thousands of souls are cast adrift, their lives shredded by an economic landscape that increasingly prioritizes profit over people. Despite nearly $1 billion pumped yearly into a battle purportedly waged against this despair, the city appears to be losing, and losing fast. More individuals slip into the abyss of homelessness each day, a haunting reminder of the deepening chasm between affluence and extreme poverty. This is not just a local issue. It is a profound symptom of the broader challenge of homelessness in America. The numbers paint a chilling portrait of this escalating crisis. With average rents soaring to an unbearable $4,600 for a single unit, stability is a fragile illusion, shattered by even the slightest financial misstep. The terrifying truth is that 1 in every 60 San Francisco residents teeters on the precipice of losing everything, their futures swallowed by a staggering 30% spike in evictions. This is an unbelievable betrayal by a tech colossus that discards its own, allowing dreams to vanish in broad daylight. How can a city so extraordinarily rich fail so spectacularly to protect its most vulnerable citizens? What insidious forces perpetuate this open wound, allowing such agony to fester beneath a veneer of progress? Street Stories Homeless delves headfirst into this profound mystery, stripping bare the raw pain beneath the city's polished exterior. This is San Francisco's raw, unspoken tragedy, and it demands our unwavering attention. It is a critical facet of homelessness in America, the harsh reality on San Francisco streets. San Francisco, a vibrant tapestry woven from 52 distinct neighborhoods, pulses with cultural richness and innovative spirit. Yet, beyond the bustling tech hubs and picturesque vistas, the city streets narrate a profoundly different, more somber story. According to the 2022 point-in-time count, a sobering 754 individuals find themselves without a stable home. Of these, a shocking over 40 are unsheltered, relegated to sleeping in makeshift tents, crammed into vehicles, or simply existing on cold sidewalks. This stark reality renders San Francisco's homelessness rate one of the highest per capita in the United States, especially considering its population of roughly 875. This disproportionate rate underscores the unique pressures contributing to homelessness in America's most expensive cities. A walk through areas like the Tenderloin neighborhood offers a visceral glimpse into this crisis. Here, a distressing 1 in 10 residents faces housing instability, and the visible landscape is dominated by dense tent encampments and precarious cardboard shelters. These aren't merely scenes of struggle. They are stark, undeniable symptoms of deeper, systemic issues, emphatically not lifestyle choices. The sheer volume of people living exposed highlights a profound societal failing that transcends individual circumstances. The community's response to this omnipresent struggle is a complex blend of compassion and palpable frustration. On one hand, many local residents dedicate their time, volunteering tirelessly at shelters, driven by a genuine desire to alleviate suffering. On the other, a growing chorus calls for stricter enforcement and the clearing of encampments, citing legitimate concerns about public cleanliness and safety. Yet, housing advocates vehemently argue that such actions, without the parallel provision of stable housing solutions, merely serve to displace individuals, shunting them from one block to another in a cruel, endless cycle. Imagine the profound despair of losing your home in a city where the average one-bedroom apartment demands $200 a month. How would anyone cope with such an insurmountable financial hurdle? For countless individuals, a single, unforeseen financial misstep, a missed paycheck, an unexpected medical bill is all it takes to shatter the illusion of stability, forcing them into a desperate daily struggle for survival. This fragile existence is a common thread among those experiencing homelessness in America. Why homelessness persists in San Francisco. To truly grasp the intractable nature of San Francisco's homelessness crisis, one must delve into its deeply embedded roots, exposing the intricate web of economic and social factors that perpetuate this profound struggle. At the forefront is the city's housing market, an anomaly of extreme unaffordability that stands among the priciest in the entire nation. The median home price hovers around a staggering $1.4 million, an astronomical figure that renders homeownership an unattainable fantasy for all but the wealthiest. For renters, the outlook is equally bleak. A one-bedroom apartment routinely commands rents exceeding $3,500, placing it far beyond the reach of low or even middle-income earners. This brutal economic reality means that even those with steady jobs can find themselves perpetually on the brink of destitution, a harsh truth for far too many experiencing homelessness in America. The problem is exacerbated by the critically limited supply of affordable housing. A mere 6% of all housing units in San Francisco are designated as low income, creating a fierce, often brutal competition for a precious few available spots. The result is a labyrinth of long wait lists and stringent eligibility rules that transform subsidized housing into a distant, often unreachable, dream for countless individuals. This severe imbalance between supply and demand is a core driver of the visible tent encampments and makeshift shelters that proliferate across the city. Economic instability further fuels this pervasive problem. The city's robust tech sector, while creating immense wealth, also fosters a dynamic where gig work and industries prone to sudden downturns offer precarious job security. Workers in these sectors are inherently vulnerable. A single missed paycheck, a company layoff, or an unexpected personal crisis can swiftly erode any semblance of financial footing. Family emergencies or unforeseen medical bills, burdens that would challenge any household, can completely drain the meager savings of those living paycheck to paycheck, forcing them into unimaginable choices between paying rent and securing basic necessities like food or medicine. For those fleeing unsafe home environments, the critical absence of robust support systems often leaves them with no viable alternative but the streets. Adding another layer of complexity are the pervasive health challenges that disproportionately affect the homeless population. Untreated mental health conditions, in particular, afflict a significant portion of individuals experiencing homelessness, creating formidable barriers to achieving stability. The struggle to maintain consistent employment, manage personal affairs, and navigate complex bureaucratic systems becomes exponentially harder without adequate mental health support. In a city of San Francisco's size and wealth, the fact that there are only 12 community health centers specifically designated for low-income residents underscores a critical unmet need, making consistent access to care a constant and overwhelming hurdle. This interwoven set of economic, social, and health factors makes the San Francisco crisis a microcosm of the systemic challenges contributing to homelessness in America. How San Francisco compares to other cities, a national context. The plight of people experiencing homelessness in San Francisco, while acutely severe, is far from an isolated phenomenon. It is a critical component of the broader national crisis of homelessness in America, and examining how San Francisco's situation compares to other major urban centers provides invaluable context and highlights shared systemic challenges. New York City, with its sprawling population of 8.4 million residents, holds the unfortunate distinction of having the nation's largest homeless population, estimated at a staggering 80 individuals. However, New York operates under a unique right to shelter mandate, a legal obligation that ensures the vast majority, an estimated 95% of its homeless population is housed indoors in shelters. While this policy significantly reduces visible street encampments, it places an enormous strain on the city's resources, evidenced by its formidable $2 billion shelter budget. This approach, while providing immediate refuge, represents a substantial financial burden on the municipality. San Francisco, in stark contrast, contends with a significantly higher unsheltered rate, with 52% of its homeless population living directly on the streets. This difference highlights varying policy approaches and their immediate visual impact on urban landscapes. Further west, Los Angeles County, an expansive region stretching over 40 square miles, counts over 60 homeless individuals, a significant concentration of whom are found in the notorious Skid Row area. Much like San Francisco, LA grapples with a dire shortage of affordable housing, with a mere 4% affordable housing stock, and similarly suffers from a high unsheltered rate of 70%. The decentralized nature of its governance structure, fragmented across numerous jurisdictions, often makes comprehensive outreach and coordinated service delivery more challenging than in San Francisco's comparatively compact 49 square miles. The sheer scale of homelessness in America's largest metropolitan areas reveals a common thread of housing unaffordability. In the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, with a population of approximately 750, mirrors many of San Francisco's struggles, primarily driven by rapid tech-fueled rent spikes. Median one-bedroom rents have climbed to 2.0, and the city has witnessed a distressing 30% rise in encampments since 2019. Unlike California, Seattle's harsh winters, characterized by 40 inches of annual rainfall, exacerbate the already dire conditions for its unsheltered population, adding a brutal environmental challenge to the socioeconomic one. The common threads uniting these disparate urban centers are consistently high costs of living and severe housing shortages. These local crises are further complicated by the broader national policy landscape. A critical question arises: what role does federal policy play in adequately addressing these persistent local crises? The reality is that federal support for affordable housing initiatives has consistently lagged behind the escalating need, effectively leaving individual cities to innovate and often struggle largely on their own. While imperfect, San Francisco's various efforts, both successes and failures, offer valuable lessons for other cities grappling with the pervasive challenge of homelessness in America. Understanding these comparisons is crucial for devising more effective nationwide solutions. Reflections and a call to action. A future of dignity. San Francisco's enduring homelessness crisis, affecting approximately 1% of its population, is not a sudden blight, but a complex reflection of decades of intertwined economic shifts and deeply entrenched social challenges. Yet, amidst the profound despair, rays of hope persistently shine through. Innovative programs like Housing First, which has successfully served 500 people since 2015, demonstrate that effective interventions are possible. The substantial $1.5 billion in funding generated by Proposition C since 2018 signifies a crucial commitment of resources. The pioneering approaches embodied by navigation centers and Project Homekey showcase the city's capacity for innovation in confronting this monumental challenge. However, the sobering reality of 20 annual evictions signals an undeniable and urgent need for more robust prevention strategies, addressing the root causes before individuals are forced onto the streets. It is a stark truth that for far too many residents, they are living merely one rent hike away from experiencing homelessness in America. This fragility is particularly poignant in a city where a burgeoning tech sector fuels a $500 billion economy, creating a stark juxtaposition of immense wealth and desperate poverty.